Hey friends, how's it going? It's Erin with What a Witch Knows, and I'm here to do a tarot reading for y'all about Pluto going into Aquarius. So that happens on November 19th. It's dipped its toe into Aquarius, over the past year and a half or so. But on November 19th, it's going into Aquarius from Capricorn for good. So it's been mostly in Capricorn since 2008, and it's going to be in Aquarius until 2043. So it's definitely the end of a huge cycle, and it's the beginning of a brand new cycle. Pluto rules transformation, the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, and he's also the lord of the underworld, which means that all sorts of dirty secrets are going to come out, and this can be in any arena. This can be in the public sphere, this can be in the private sphere, this can be things that you were emotions that you were pushing down that you didn't want anyone to see, but all of a sudden they're coming up and you have to deal with them, right? So Pluto is kind of like a wrecking ball, but whatever he destroys, it's for the best, because it wasn't something that was going to be built on a solid foundation anyway. And Aquarius is about, when we can build a strong collective on a foundation of authenticity, on a foundation of, our true selves, whatever it is that we're drawn to that brings us joy and happiness and elation, because we're really aligned to that particular path. So once we meet that true authentic self and then we bring that to the collective, that's Aquarius, right? So that's what we're moving into, guys. You'll hear some people in the spiritual community call it the new earth. It's really just a collective. It's just a strong collective that's built on authenticity and not on outdated structures that we can see crumbling around us. All right, I feel like I have shuffled these cards enough. Ooh, we have the High Priestess. So I was just talking about secrets. The High Priestess is the keeper of secrets. She is kind of like the divine librarian. I think of her. So she guards all of the universal knowledge and secrets, and sort of, we call it the Akashic Records, but just sort of almost like the universal library of information that we all have access to, even though we don't maybe realize it all the time. What I'm feeling with her is, she also kind of sits between these two pillars, at the gate of this temple. And there's these pomegranates behind her, which is a symbol of abundance. So what I'm seeing with that is that we're really being invited into that temple of knowledge. So there's maybe things that we weren't ready for before, some knowledge, whether that's knowledge from our personal subconscious, whether it's knowledge from the collective, that we didn't know before. This is all surfacing now, and it's messy, but we're ready for it. And I think we can call on the High Priestess if we're in a space where, we're feeling like we are overwhelmed and we don't know how to handle all of this new information. The High Priestess has been there forever. She's seen it all. If you have a specific kind of question, like the same way that you would go to a librarian with, like, I'm looking for XYZ, if you want to know something about spirituality, you go to the High Priestess and she says, okay, well, what are you looking for? But you have to know what questions to ask, you know what I mean? So I often talk about intention, as that kind of search term or hashtag, or the thing you want to put in Google because you want to know more about it. So what do you want to know about? What do you want to know about? Ask the High Priestess, and she can help you with that. All right, next card. Ooh, we have the Page of Swords. So he can be a little bit of a spy. I think there's a certain element of that, of us sort of like eating popcorn, watching as sort of all of this new information unfolds. And there's so much of it, right? Like, we're not totally sure what to do with it. That's okay. That's okay. Not all of, a lot of the information that's going to come out is going to be not meant for you. It's going to be something that's going to be a distraction, or it's going to be something that's coming out of a place of fear. And as you know, there's a lot of forces on this planet who try to use fear to divide us. So, only really look for the information and dive into the information that you feel drawn to, that you feel called to, that you feel like, I need to know more about this because, I'm feeling something in my soul that's saying, like, this is where I should go. if you're just doom scrolling on Twitter and you're watching CNN and you're getting pulled in every direction, yes, that's all information, but it's not helpful information to you. You know what I mean? It's not helpful because you're not feeling called to it. So that's what I mean about the high priestess. Like, she can help you with that judgment and that discernment about what type of knowledge and information is really the type that will help you. Whereas the Page of Swords, it's a little bit of a more immature energy, and it can be tempting to just sort of, sit there on the TV and watch sort of, you don't even know what you're watching. It's just sort of a massive amount of information coming at you, but you're just kind of sitting there paralyzed. Try to avoid that, okay? I know it's hard, but I'm not saying don't, watch the news, but definitely follow your intuition and follow your guidance as far as like when it's time to shut off the news. And then the things that you're going to want to know more about will sort of come to you naturally. Let me say that another way. So, when you're just kind of sitting there doom scrolling Twitter and watching CNN, you can get really lost and you can sort of turn into like the perpetual observer without any sort of action or agency into what you can do to play a role in making change, right? So when you ask the high priestess and you go on that journey, you're really participating in that energy now of, what do I really want my intention to be for this new earth? Like, what am I intending and what kind of knowledge do I need to support me in that? So the high priestess can help you. Call her in, okay? So the next card we have is the Knight of Wands. I really like to see this energy. The Knight of Wands represents the fire, element of fire. There's been a lot of fire energy coming up in the collective. It's about passion. It's about following our, true excitement and that feeling of purpose and that feeling of this has my name on it. And I really want to go for it because I believe in it and I feel it in my soul. The Knight of Wands is somebody who does exactly that. He follows his passion. And this is the call to do that. So there's a lot of things outside of ourselves, like structures, based on false ego, based on false self, based on capitalism, based on colonialism, based on neoliberalism. All of these structures are crumbling. So what's left is our personal power and our personal passion. So you're going to know the direction to go by what makes you feel elated, what makes you feel passionate, what makes you feel excited and like happy to be here on this earth. You know what I mean? Those are the things that are really your guide marks when you're feeling lost. Look for the things that make you feel just super excited and ready to go. Okay, guys, that's pretty much what I have for you today. I hope this reading helps you, and I am so excited for Pluto and Aquarius. You have no idea. I'm a Capricorn, so it's been a long journey, and I'm ready for it. I hope y'all are too. Okay, talk to you soon. Blessed be.